success leaves clues, so guess what I did? I went and I hunted down where could I find Bill's training materials or attend one of his meetings or something. You know how Bill did the business? He only worked at night. He didn't work during the day. Well, that's not quite right. He gave presentations at night. He only did in-home presentations. About once every few months, he would get everyone together in a big hotel meeting, something like this, but he worked in the home. And every time he signed up a new distributor, he said, make a list of everybody that you know, and let's go and invite them. And he'd actually help invite them to the house, because it's always there's a phenomenon about a prophet not being recognized in their own land. I found that out real quickly when I went and approached my dad about nutritional supplements, and he about laughed me out of town. He said, Brian, you're an accountant. You don't know anything about nutrition. I said, Dad, it feels really good and it really works. No, you don't know anything. His doctor said, yeah, that's really good stuff. And he went, wow, I better take it then. Okay? So that's why you use three-way calls in inviting people to a meeting. But this guy, Bill, would just have a meeting, and he closed the meeting by saying, for all of you who want to get involved, I have my calendar here. I have Tuesday night available, Thursday night available next week. For the first couple that get going tonight, I'll get you going on those nights, and then we'll sort out a night for the rest. And he would just build groups like this just through in-homes. So it's really powerful. So it's easy to get 5 business builders if you do it the right way. Okay, what's the next thing you need in this group? I want to hear from someone other than the front row. 5 more on order ship in the organization. Very good. Technically, it's a total of 10 on order ship in your organization. Okay? Now, these people can be retail customers who are on a retail order ship. They can be distributors on an order ship. They can have started with $35. They may be a business builder, whichever way it is. So this is what the organization would look like. There's you up here. You have your 5 business builders here. And then you can have, to make up a total of 10 on order ship, obviously these ones are on order ship, you need just another 5 somewhere in the organization. They can be retail customers, distributors, or whatever. I do want to say something about retail customers. I heard a distributor say the other day, I don't waste my time with customers. I got to tell you, when I was in this business, making close on $20,000 a month as a distributor, I relished every single customer I got. And at the end of every presentation, when someone said, no, I'm not interested in the business, I go, well, I tell you what, you've got to try the product. This thing is phenomenal. And I had little 3x5 cards, and I had them filled. This was the days before computers, so I had to track them on 3x5 cards. I had stacks of them, of all these people who tried the product, and I'd call them, and you know what would happen? I'd have a bunch of extra volume. I had very, very few months where my volume was under 500. Because I had all these customers. Can you imagine if everyone in your line had a volume of 500, what would happen to your check? I'm not saying you need to do that, but don't ignore those retail customers. And what was interesting is once they were bonded to that product, something bad would happen in their life at work. They'd lose their job. They'd hate their boss. They'd have a bad week or something. I'd call all these people and say, hey, how you doing? Just wanted to touch base. And every once in a while, someone would go, you know what? I think I want to get involved with this. And I'll tell you what, those people had rock solid belief because they'd already tried the product and they'd been successful with it. Okay, so that's how you get into this pool. There's one other qualifier that you have to do. Can you remember what it is? I didn't hear, so I'll write it up. You need to remain qualified as a director for the next month. Why do we do that? Anyone got any ideas? Absolutely. So we don't have someone trying to cheat the system and buy in, because that's just self-defeating, okay? So they need to qualify as a director the next month. Once you're a director, what do you need to do every month to stay qualified as a director? 100 in PPV. What else? All right, I thought that someone was going to get caught out, but you're all too smart for me. You need to do 1,000 in your group volume, okay, once you made it to director. So to get to director, you need to have 5,000 group volumes for up to 2 months. You've got a period of up to 2 months to do that. So your new people, when you get them on this bonus, is they need to do their 5,000 group volume by the end of their first full calendar month. And then the next month, they do 1,000 in their group volume. Okay? Yes? Okay, that's a good question. Lena has said if a person uses this to go director, uses 2 months to go, so in other words, they start in August and they use August and September, do they need an order ship in August? That's a great question. They need to activate their order ship in August, but as most of you know, you can activate your order ship to start the following month, not this month. The reason we do that is if someone starts with a fast start pack and they have already a bunch of bottles, they have 6 bottles, we don't want them to have to load up with an order ship as well. Okay? So as long as you activate the order ship at the time that you start with your fast start pack, you can start it for the current month or the next month, and it still qualifies. Okay. One more question.
How many ways qualify DTPV 1000?
How many ways to do this? Well, you may do 100 yourself. You may have 9 other people who do 100. You may have people who buy director packs, fast start packs. So as long as you've got 1,000 in your group, okay? So, how much is this bonus? Can anyone remember? 171. You're shortchanging yourself. You better be careful. I'll tell our CFO and she'll change this deal. 1175. We're getting a bunch of offers here, aren't we? Do I hear any better bids than 1175? Maximum 3,000. That's correct. Here's how it works. We take 12.5% of the BV of all fast start packs around the world once more. Okay? And we put that into this pool and we divide it amongst those people who qualify for the pool, and their enrollers get a 50% match. There's a maximum on this, and I better write US here. It's a maximum of $3,000 US that the new director can earn as a share. Do you think that may excite some people? You go and show a prospect this, and they say, well, tell me about the comp plan. Well, I'll tell you what, if you get started right, and we work really hard, and you get to be a new director by the end of your first full calendar month with a good solid structure to your organization, there's a pool that you can get a piece of. It pays out up to a maximum of $3,000. Would you like a piece of that? People go, wow. Okay, so this will attract business builders. And here's the exciting thing. So this is for 1 share, which is for the new director. Okay, so that's for the new director. It also pays a 50% enrollers match. So that's a pretty nice chunk of change. What's the math on that? If it pays the new director $3,000, how much does the enroller get? You guys are pretty good for early in the morning. All right, $1,500 for the enrollers match. Now this is a maximum. Here's what it did historically when we looked at it, and obviously every month is different, but we chose a month. I like being conservative. I've always believed in life that you always want to underpromise and overdeliver. And I would really suggest that you folks practice that in your business, you know. Don't promise people more than you can give them, because when you don't perform, they'll get upset. So here's the historical data. We don't know once more. This is a pool. It varies by month. But the historical data showed that this pool paid $1,180 for the new director who qualified, and for the enrollers match, it was $590. Okay, so that was for the enroller. Is that enough to get you excited? Yeah. How about if you go out and you enroll those 5 people in a month, and how about 2 or 3 of them go director? And you get this.